Hey, what's up, soldiers? My name is GregFPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire, and welcome back to another video here today on the channel. So if you guys missed it, I actually ended up completing Dark Matter, and I unlocked the camo, and I was really happy about it. And I know that a lot of you guys are wondering, like, what did I do to get Dark Matter? Is there any tips I can give you guys and things like that? Well, luckily, before I even started or got Dark Matter completed, I made a couple videos helping you guys out with certain guns like the Welling and the Bowie knife, and I'll link those videos down below in the description. This video is going to be all about the Essex, the tips that I have for you guys on how to do the Essex and get it done quickly. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is probably the worst weapon in Black Ops 4 besides the Welling, so there's not really too much because it's not like a super explosive weapon or anything like that. But if you guys have another suggestion that you want me to get to, you can comment it down below and maybe I'll make one for tomorrow or something like that. I know a lot of people have been requesting some certain guns that are like explosive weapons, like the Hitchcock, the VKM. We've been getting some requests for the escargot and things like that. So if you guys have a specific gun you want to see, make sure to comment that down below. One last thing before I get into the tips, guys, I just want to let you guys know that today I am going to be over streaming on Twitch at 3 o'clock for ZWL, the Zombies World League, and I'm really excited because at one point during the entire set of challenges, we are going to be doing a Dead of the Night speed run, and I know a lot of you guys enjoy watching my speed runs, so if that's something you guys want to check out, that's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So anyways, guys, without further ado, let's get right into the tips. Alright guys, so when it comes to the class for the Essex that you want to use, there's a couple different things that I recommend, but the main thing I recommend, guys, is the perk called Deadshot Dealer. Now, what you want to do is have this one in your modifier slot, and the reason for this is because you gain a boost when on a headshot streak, which is super important, and this only applies to your primary and secondary weapons, which is kind of nice. But not only that, it really is one of those things that will make this gun a little bit better, and that is something that you need, especially when you end up pack-a-punching the gun and you start going into the later rounds. Now, there is a round cap on casual, which I would recommend you play on. Up to round 35 is when the zombies' health stops. So any round after 35, the zombies are going to be the same health. So at that point, you're pretty much set. Now, obviously, you're going to want to quad pack the Essex because, yes, it does get double the damage, which is really nice. So I would highly recommend doing that so you can pretty much always guarantee yourself a one-shot kill. Now, when you're playing on casual, it's going to be a one-shot headshot once you pack 4 times after packing the initial time, which is really helpful. Now, the main thing a lot of people are wondering about the Essex is, like, how can you get headshots on this weapon? You have to get so many, and it's such a bad weapon. I really think that, you know, it's one of those guns that I just can't do it. And to be honest, 3,600 headshots is a lot, but I was able to get this in 2 games. And the reason for this is because I was using the strategy that I used for a lot of other guns, which is training around the west grounds on Blood of the Dead. Now, as you can see in this gameplay, all I do is just keep going around in circles over and over and aim for the zombies' heads. Now, it's really easy. The only thing you do have to worry about in this spot is Brutus is going to spawn, but don't worry, you can kill him fairly fast, and as long as you can make it and kind of juke zombies here and there, you can just keep going around in circles getting headshots, and it's really easy. Now, you notice in my game there's a couple different spots that I stop and turn around and shoot for the head on certain zombies, and you guys will understand this if you try out this strategy. But basically, there's going to be a few different spots where you're on level ground where you can aim really easily at zombies' heads, and there's also some other areas where you can shoot down on zombies and get easy headshots, and sometimes even up at zombies and get easy headshots. So it's all about how you feel comfortable, and I think that's one of the major things about this weapon is the Essex is not the greatest weapon, but overall it's still not that difficult to get headshots with it. I think the biggest challenge that I had for this weapon was just how long it took, and you do have to devote a pretty good amount of time. I believe it took me like 4 or 5 hours to get this gun done, and I did it in the beginning, like right when I started dark matter. This was actually the first weapon I got dark matter on because I knew it was going to be a pain in the butt. Now, if you guys enjoy Gauntlet, you can definitely play on Voyage of Despair. There's a few challenges that have to do with getting kills with the Essex. So this is a good way to get acquainted with the weapon and actually use it a bunch. And it definitely is not that difficult to use. I would just say it's gonna take a while, especially when you're playing on Gauntlet, because you can't put it on casual mode. It's just on regular. So it can be a little bit annoying for that. One small tip that I didn't even realize until like I was almost done with the Essex was that when you pack-a-punch it and it becomes the quartermaster's repeater, you can actually just hold down the trigger and it will shoot. I actually thought it was a single shot weapon the entire time, and you can actually make it full auto when you pack-a-punch, so you can just hold down the trigger and it'll keep shooting over and over, which is really nice. It allows you to shoot at the fastest speed possible. So when you pack-a-punch it, because you have to basically, if you want to get headshots in later rounds, literally just hold down the trigger. This will make it really accurate. And another thing that you can do in the options is you can turn on aim assist and target assist, and this is going to help you get a little bit easier headshots, especially when you have Deadshot Dealer activated. It just makes it a lot easier. You can aim towards the head, and it's just gonna allow you to lock onto enemies' heads really easily. The great thing about the Essex is you can start with it as a starting weapon, but not only that, it's going to be a wall buy on most of the maps. That is why I used it on Blood of the Dead as well, because in the first room there is a wall buy. You can buy ammo for 4,500 once it's pack-a-punched, and also not only that, you don't have to ever worry about ammo, because ammo can be kind of scarce when you get into later rounds. There's more zombies spawning, so it can be a little bit difficult. Now, what I recommend doing is if you see yourself running out of ammo, at the end of each round, just go and buy some more. You should not run out of ammo in the middle of a round, so you should be good. But if you do, you could use some sort of elixir or something like that to kind of get out of tricky situations. Now, one really good elixir that is a classic elixir is definitely going to be head scan. Now, what this does is it allows you to have a higher chance of getting an insta-kill when you shoot a zombie in the head. Now, I did already say that it was a one-shot kill, but this will actually make sure that you guarantee yourself a one-shot kill, and you can also kill multiple zombies with one shot in the head as well when you use head scans. So this can help a lot for some of the tricky situations that you might get into. And not only that, but you can start with the Essex as your starting weapon, which is really nice. But if you decide that you want to do the Welling as well as the Essex, you can start with the Welling and then you can just buy the Essex off the wall because it's only 500 points. So it gives a wide range of different ways that you can play with it like that. But I personally think it's great to just start with the gun you're going to be using, get those easy headshots in the starting room, and then as you move through the map more, you can get another weapon to hold just in case you get in a tough situation with the Essex before you pack-a-punch it, because let's be honest, it's pretty trash. Alright guys, after you get the 3600, there are 5 different camos that are technical camos that I'm just going to touch on really quick. The first set is you need 2,000 kills when it's pack-a-punch. This should be really easy to do because you also need 2,000 kills without perks and you need 2,000 kills with perks. So you can get this over the course of the 4,000 kills that you get with the Essex. Now the next challenge that was kind of the toughest one, I would say, would be the 50 heavy kills with the Essex Model 7. And what you want to do is you want to go on 9 for this challenge. And what I recommend is you do the first 3 challenges on the map from the challenge podium. And what you're going to do is get a Z Harmony, which is a pack-a-punch strife. And what you're going to want to do for this is you're going to activate the different rituals, but instead of actually killing the zombie with, or the heavy zombies rather, the marauders and the knights with the strife, is you're just going to weaken them a little bit, so then you can come in with the Essex and kill them. Now this will count completely as one of the heavy kills, and it can be a little bit easier. Now when you pack-a-punch it and you're still on like fairly low rounds, this thing's going to do fine. It just does take a little bit of while. Now, the biggest reason you want to play on 9 is because every 3 rounds after you get past round 12, you're going to be getting a heavy round, which is going to be Marauders. It's going to be the Knights and also sometimes Tigers. And I hate it when Tigers spawn because that honestly is probably the most annoying thing ever because you don't get anything for those. But it's really easy. I was able to do it in 1 game. You guys should have no problem. And I've heard some other people actually restart their game, and what they did was they just did the like unlocking pack-a-punch, and they just kept on killing over and over, and then they would restart their game. And you can just keep doing that if you decide you want to do it that way, and you can just keep getting the heavy kills. It may take a little bit longer than just playing 1 game full through, but overall I think it's still a pretty good strategy that I know a lot of my friends have used. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much all the strategies I have for the Essex. I know it's nothing really too crazy. This is a gun you do not want to camp with because it is not strong enough to do that. I would definitely recommend running around and kind of training with this weapon. There's a few other spots you can go on other maps, and if you guys find that easier, that is totally fine. I know a lot of people like training on Classified down below in the War Room, and you can kind of just train around there once you open up the barriers, which is a pretty nice like equivalent. Now, the reason that I recommend playing on Blood or Classified though for the Essex is you're going to get way more zombies to spawn as opposed to 9. You will end up getting catalyst zombies, which can be a huge pain, and the blue guys end up dealing 3 times the amount of damage to zombies, so it takes 3 times the amount of damage to all the zombies that get infected with the blue ice guys, so that doesn't help at all. So I would recommend playing on Blood or Classified for sure when you're doing this challenge. Only go to 9 when you are doing the Emerald Camo, which is the 50 heavy kills. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I did want to mention that you are going to need the Silverfish Camo, which is 10 mini boss kills, and those are really easy to get. Now, I did want to mention one more thing, and this is totally optional, but this probably won't help you with the Essex, but it'll help you with other guns. The red guys that are on Dead of the Night start spawning on round 35 in casual, and the great thing about this is the red guys actually count as heavy kills. So remember that whenever you decide you want to play on Dead of the Night. This is a really good map to play co-op on. You can get to really high rounds, and you can use a pretty good strategy, which I will probably make a video about really soon. So anyways, guys, if you have any questions, comment them down below. Any guns you want me to cover, things like that, let me know down below, guys. Like I said in the beginning, there really wasn't too much to talk about when it comes to the welling. It just seems like you guys are having a lot of trouble with it, so I really hope this guy did help you out, and I'll see you guys over on my Twitch at 3 o'clock today, twitch.tv/GregFPS. Peace out, guys.